Hello everybody, TT here, your coach of the Fire Crown Dallas, and today I'm here to show my Week 7 battle of the RQA Ruinous Quartet Association. Today we'll be facing off against Duns, coach of the Goldenrod City Gengars. And their team consists of Chiyu, Miascarada, Azumaril, Como, Excadrill, Meloetta, Tesuian Typhlosion that can terrestrialize into a fire, normal, and fighting type, Toxicroak, Toedscruel, Glacier, and Calyrex that can terrestrialize into a grass, fairy, or bug type. So for this week, I'm bringing Choice Banded Garchomp. My opponent switch-ins to Choice Banded Garchomp are very limited. Because of this, Garchomp can take advantage, and even with this was with Earthquake. My opponent has no flying type, no flying Terras, and their only resists to Earthquake, which are Miascarada and Calyrex. Don't really want to take that. Well, Miascarada doesn't, but I doubt they bring Calyrex. So. And if they do, we still have some moves for it to hit that and other things. So we have Choice Band, Rough Skin, Max Attack, 16 Defense, 140 Speed to outspeed Non-Scarf Chiyu and Toedscruel with the Jolly Nature with EQ, Poison Jab, Dragon Claw, and Iron Head. Next up to be my defensive backbone to deal with stuff like Miascarada and also help me out versus Chiyu is Flash Fire Heatran. Rocking max HP, max defense, and 4 special attack with the Bull Nature. Running Body Press as a way to hit Chiyu and Miascarada super effectively along with Drill. And also Earth Power as another way to hit stuff like Drill, Chiyu, Suian Typhlosion, before Terra, Will-O-Wisp for stuff like Meow, Azu, and Toxicroak to put a damper on, and Glacier to put a damper on their sweeping attempts, and Taunt to stop them from using any setup moves, stop his walls from doing any of their shenanigans with like Toxic, T-Wave, stuff like that. Next up, we have Enamorus running the Yachi Berry for Glastrier with 48 defense, max special attack, 208 speed with a Timid Nature to once again outspeed Non-Scarf Chiyu or Toedscruel with Moonblast and Earth Power that just hits everything on this team. Agility as a way to outspeed Miascarada and Scarf Chiyu, and Calm Mind as a way to boost our damage potential, and set up against one of its more passive mons, like Calyrex, for example. Next up is Annihilate, running Lefties and Vital Spirit. Vital Spirit is to deal with Toedscruels trying to spore us because it outspeeds us. If he runs it to outspeed 8, we don't want to be falling asleep, so I'm running Vital Spirit. So we got max attack, 12 defense, and 244 speed with a Jolly Nature. This lets us outspeed his Drill and or Como with the Rage Fist, Drain Punch, Throat Chop to deal with Suian Typhlosion in case it tries to, and Throat Chop to deal with Meloetta, and then bulk up. Basically, and Throat Chop is also mainly there for Meloetta, but also to help me deal with Suian Typhlosion if it comes. So if I'm not sure so if I haven't terrestrialized yet, we can use Throat Chop as a safe play, so that way he can't just Terra normal and then be immune to Rage Fist, and sure, I could Drain Punch, but if he just doesn't Terra, then that does nothing. So yeah, Drop Trap also helps with that. Next up is Galarian Articuno with Competitive and Pyoppa Berry. This is to eat hits from Meloetta or Chi-Yu Psychic if they come in after. This Pyoppa Berry is to stop Meloetta Psychic and Chi-Yu Psychic from doing too much damage to Articuno. Because after we Terra into a fighting type, we're now weak to those moves. With max special attack, 38 special defense to again help tank Psychics even better from Chi-Yu or Meloetta. And almost max and 218 speed with Timid Nature to outspeed stuff like Como or Excadrill. With Terra Blast Fighting to hit Chi-Yu and Meowscarada for super effective, along with Drill, and then Stored Power as another way of, because if we can get rid of his stuff like Meow, Toxicroak, Azu, and he is only special stuff that can hit us specially, then Calm Mind is free versus him, and Agility lets us outspeed Chi-Yu, Scarf Chi-Yu. Next up we have Vaporeon, which is our dedicated Chi-Yu answer, but can also answer Meloetta if need be. With with lefties, Water Absorb, for Azu, max HP, max special defense, for special attack with the Calm Nature, with Scald, Flip Turn, Wish, and Haze. Now I know this gets walled by Toxicroak, but by Dry Skin Croak, but like if he does that, then I just hard switch into something like, I don't know, Ape, Garchomp, one of the two. And neither of them really care about any move Toxicroak will go for. So at worst, that happens, but at best, he doesn't risk it. So that is our team for Week 7 of the RQA. Now let's head into the battle. So here in the battle we have my opponent has brought Chi-Yu, Meowscarada, Azu, Excadrill, Meloetta, and Toxicroak. This is somewhat what I expected. I kind of expected Kamoa or one of his Terra Captains, mainly Hisuian Typhlosion, over like something like Excadrill and Toxicroak. I expected those two instead of them, but hey, better for me in all honesty. So yeah, he has no Terra Captain here, so I don't have to worry about some weird ass Terra shenanigans with Ape. So now Throat Chop is just to hit Mellow if I have to. So I choose to lead a Nam here because the worst lead for a Nam is the Excadrill. But even then, I have Earth Power to hit it. Plus, he may not want to risk going for Iron Head, expecting Garchomp to come in. Plus, he also has to worry about Ape leading off as well if he does lead Drill. So those two also threaten Drill very well. So I'm just like, I'll lead a Nam and then try to see if he tries to predict me to switch to Chomp or Ape if he does lead it, and then go for an Earth Power. So now let's start the battle. We lead Enamorus, like I said, and he leads Drill, Mole Breaker. So I'm like, okay, just gonna go for Earth Power here, and hope he either predicts or switches out. Because Earth Power hits everything, even Meowscarada, and Meowscarada doesn't want to take an Earth Power, let's be honest here. Now, if I was Berry, plus I could also be Berry Enamorus, too, in his eyes, I could be. Just because I've run Yossi before doesn't mean I can't run other resist berries. Plus, since Enamorus outspeeds Excadrill, if I am running Berry, then Earth Power just 2-hit KOs him either way. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go for Earth Power. And LP either over predicts about me having Babiri and goes to something else, or he just doesn't go for Iron Head and over predicts like Earthquake, Rock Slide, something like that. Because I can actually still survive those, I believe. So I go for Earth Power, does 93, so I get the high roll, and he goes straight for Iron Head. So I'm like, okay. So we lost an Amorous there, that's fine. Like we said, an Amorous was mainly here just to, try to help get around Chi, but we're not in Meowscarada. But, like, again, we're not too worried about losing it here because, like I said, Trill was just like a wild card mon, plus there's no Kamo here, so we don't need a Nam as much, because one of my main reasons for bringing a Nam was, besides Chiyu and Meowscarada, was also for Kamo, because Kamo is scary as hell, especially with Clanger so I was like, there's no Kamo, so I'm just like, I don't need you as much as I used to. So I'm just like, okay, it's fine to sack a Nam here. If he goes for Iron Heads, whatever. And this is giving me a free switch into Garchomp, Ape. So I decided to go Garchomp, and I go for EQ, because it's free against everything. He goes Azu. Azu takes 81, eats a Citrus Berry, meaning that he was Belly Drum Azu. I Earthquake again, because even if he goes for Aqua Jet, he takes rough skin damage, and I still kill him with Earthquake. Sure, he gets damage on Chomp, but it doesn't really do much else for him outside of that. So I'm like, okay, safer, quick, easy. Now he brings the Meowscarada. I go straight Heatran, because like I said, Heatran's my defensive switch into stuff like Meowscarada and all that. And he goes for Triple Axle. He lands 1, does 1%, lands 2, does 2%, hits twice, and I heal leftovers for 3%. To get that back. So I think he realized here that I'm Flash Fire, because that, or he thought he was just got lucky as all heck, since Meowscarada didn't get burned from Flame Body. He doesn't know that I'm Flash Fire for sure, but like, we know I'm Flash Fire, and if he watches the video, he knows I'm Flash Fire now. But yeah, basically, I don't know whether or not he was saying that he got lucky and didn't get, burned by Flame Body, or if or I just got unlucky, or I'm just running. I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah. He goes for Knockoff, gets for my lefties. I body pressed, that does 79%. He U-turns out and goes to Chi-Yu. I body press again, because that hits everything. Chi-Yu goes down to 9 health. I gotta be poor on here, because if he goes for if he specs Dark Pulse, it can kill Heatran from that range, but if he's not, then it outspeeds. But if it's not, then he never kills it. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go with Vaporeon. Here's my Chi-Yu answer. It's my main Chi-Yu answer, and also gives me info on what this is. So he goes for Dark Pulse. It does 31%. And this is when I learned, and this tells me that he is not Specs, meaning he's likely Scarf, because he can't be in any other boosting item. He can't be Black Glasses. Can't be Life Orb, because he didn't die to Life Orb. Can't be Wise Glasses, because Vaporeon never takes that little from Wise Glasses or Black Glasses, Chi-Yu, Dark Pulse. It's not Specs, because Vaporeon takes more from Specs, Dark Pulse. So yeah, he has to be Scarf or something else. I just assume he's Scarf for the time being, because it lets him outspeed Chomp and a Nam, and lets him play around, lets him not have to, worry about keeping Meow as healthy as possible, when dealing with my mons, because if he's not scarfed to you and he's banking on Meow trying to keep Meow healthy, then he just made a really bad play staying in on Heatran like that. So yeah, that's why I just assume that he's Scarf here, and this tells me and confirms to me that he definitely is Scarf, that or some other item, but I'm assuming Scarf again, like I said. So let's go back to it. I'm like, okay, I'll just flip turn here. Worst case scenario, he goes Toxicroak, but he actually sacks Excadrill, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go Heatran again. Worst case scenario is you go Meloetta. So he goes Meloetta, and I'm like, okay, I will just Willow here in case because Meloetta can actually transform here. Like, he's allowed to use Relic Song and then transform into the pure wet form that's, physically offensive. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go for Willow here. I think it doesn't hit his Chi-Yu, but now that I know it's Scarf, I'm not scared of it anymore. Now I know it's not Specs, so I'm scared of it anymore. So I go for Willow, he goes Croak. I hit the Willow, and now Croak is crippled. I'm like, okay. CC does almost nothing to me now, so I'm just like, okay, I could just Earth Power for free, basically. And he'll die to Earth Power plus Burn. So he goes CC, and he does 45. This was not in the calcs. So I'm pretty sure he's banded Croak here, because according to calcs, Burned Croak shouldn't be doing this much to physically defensive Heatran. Oh, it was Life Orb. But then I see his Life Orb, so I'm like, okay, that explains it. So yeah, Earth Power just kills him after the -1. Then brings in Meloetta again, so I'm just like, Heatran still has some use, because I can use it to fake out Meowscarada again, like, be something to get around Meowscarada. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go to Vaporeon again, because this is also one of my checks to this. Like, okay, I go to Vaporeon, he Psychics, and 41%. This is where I figure out that he is Choice Specs Modest Meloetta, because Psychic never does that much to our special defensive Vaporeon unless he is Specs. There he's Twisted Spoon, but I'm just assuming Specs here because that makes more sense. So yeah, Vaporeon won't live another Psychic, unfortunately, unless he gets extremely low roll. So I'm just like, okay, now I'm gonna go Articuno, because that resists Psychic, and if he is Specs, then he's just, a spamming and not very effective move versus Psychic type. So I go Articuno, he spams the Psychic again, does 37. I call mine to try and take advantage of this. Psychics again. And now this is where I make a mistake. You see, I was getting greedy, and I was like, okay, surely he switches out now and goes to Chi-Yu or Meowscarada, so I'm gonna Agility, right? But I was like, but if he doesn't, shouldn't I? But I was like, wait, they're low, so shouldn't I? So I should have attacked here, because him going into one of them makes no sense because they're so low. So yeah, I should have just either Terra'd here and then went for the Terra Fighting Terra Blast. Basically, I made a bad play here, and so Agility again. Like I said, I thought Meow or you'd switch to Meow or Chi-Yu, but again, they're low as hell, so I shouldn't have done that. I explained this again. I shouldn't have Agility here. I should have attacked Mellow and I should have Terra Fighting and attacked the Meloetta instead of just going agility, because now Meloetta goes for psychic and it crits me, killing my Articuno. See, I got punished for being greedy like that and making a bad play. So now I'm on a back foot. But I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. I can just go chomp and then attack. So I'm like, okay, I go chomp. I go EQ, does 98%. Psychic does 72. I Earthquake again. Mellow goes down. And then brings up Meow. And I stay in because I'm like, surely he U-turns knocks off here. Like, he doesn't just, like, Nair goes to triple axle here. Like, I expect knockoff or or U-turn, expecting my Heatran to come in on him, but instead he goes for Flower Trick. I kind of expected him to have Flower Trick, but I didn't expect him to go for it, because Flower Trick still doesn't kill Heatran. So it's like, just why? Like, knockoff U-turn was better always for him. Like, Flower Trick is going to kill me here, but, like, you know, if I went Heatran there, then what was he going to do? Like, then Heatran just eats a Flower Trick every day, and then what? He just lets Meow die, and then it becomes a 3v1 against Chi-Yu with my damaged Heatran and Vaporeon and full health 8 versus his Chi-Yu. That's likely Scarf. So I decided I'll just go Ape here, because, like, there's no reason to be around the bush here. Ape can just win from here, since I assume he is Scarf. So I assume he's Scarf, so I'm just like, okay, I just go Ape here. Scarf to you, so I'm just like, okay, I'll just go Ape here and then Drain Punch, because that kills me out. And does your effective goes to you. Not that matters, since it's at 9 HP and would die to even Rage Fist probably at this point. So I'm just like, okay, I just go for Drain Punch to keep myself healthy. Knocks off to 32. I Drain Punch and get back 8 to 76%. But I'm not sure if he's timid or modest here. And if he's modest, so he goes to you now, beats Ruin Happen. So I'm like, okay. So I can Drain Punch here and just end this. But if he's modest and he clicks like Flamethrower, Overheat, or Psychic, and I stay in, then Ape will die. Basically, if he's modest, I could still lose. Is what I'm trying to say. But I'm like, okay, I'll go Heatran in case he tries to click Fire Move and try to say differential. Okay, so I'm like, if he goes Fire Move or Psychic, I'll go Heatran, because Heatran will either be immune to Fire Move or resist Psychic. And then Heatran can probably just kill it. Heatran can just kill it if it goes for Fire Move, and if it's Psychics, then Heatran might be able to live 2 Psychics and kill it. If not, then I guess we just go Ape again, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Basically, my play over here, I was trying to say differential, so I go Heatran, and he Dark Pulse. So I'm like, okay. He crits me there. That could have killed Ape. So actually, I'm kind of glad I switched out there, because, man, his Dark Pulse could have... they got a flinch on Vaporeon. He could have... If Dark Pulse crit Ape and Ape died, Heatran doesn't live a Dark Pulse. Probably doesn't live a Dark Pulse, I doubt. And Vaporeon will live one, but if he flinches, then I just lose. So I'm like, Also, like, damn, I lost differential, but also thank God, because that would have been a crit on my ape instead, and would have killed me. I would have lost again, and I would have been in an even worse situation. So I'm like, okay, now I just go ape again, and now I click Drain Punch and hope he does not flinch me. For I swear, like, pray to God he doesn't flinch me. He tears into Dark type, Dark Pulses to 72, and I don't flinch. I Drain Punch, heals 3, and I win. And your Fire Crown Dallas have defeated Duns in his Goldenrod City Gengars. Also, before you ask why did he Terra, he always does that. My opponent is known in RQA for tearing his mons that can't Terra. In case anyone asks about why he did that. So yeah, GG's Duns. You played well. And this is TT, your coach of the Fire Crown Dallas, signing off. 6-1, baby.